Hello and welcome to the Congo Hour. My name is Trippy, joined with my co-host Wayna. And tonight we have two guests, right, Wayna?
Yes.
We have the Black Nurses
Yes.
Association
Of the first state.
of the First State. They're gonna be here. United Way is here.
Yes.
With a representative from Big Brother Big Sister. My dad's not gonna be here tonight. He called, I guess, around 3 minutes ago.
He called me before 3 minutes.
It's always something. Now it's his toe. He
Wait
probably told you a
minute,
different story,
Trippy.
right?
I didn't get nothing about it, so.
Yeah,
Is that what he told you?
That's it's always something. It's my buddy though, so we're gonna keep going. We're gonna. One day he'll get it right, and he'll come here and give you guys Sammy Corner like you deserve and like you expect and that you love. I don't understand. Every Sunday is something different with him. So
I think it's every other.
When you see it, my dad, just let him know how much you do really appreciate Sammy's Corner.
Oh, God.
And you want him to be here next Sunday. But we're going to have our funeral announcements. We have some community news, some birthday celebrations. You have some pictures from the concert.
Yes.
Was that last Saturday, right?
Yes.
And Bow Wow was at Rodney Square, so we're going to talk about that event and show some pictures of the crowd. It was a really nice event.
Yeah,
it was nice.
I brought the pictures because the News Journal doesn't give anybody justice. They said it was only 500 youth there, so I brought the pictures so you can see.
But why is that only though? I mean, that's still
but
reach 500.
It was a lot more.
Yeah.
It was like I don't know. I'm frustrated with the News Journal.
I think everybody
period.
is. Yeah, we all are. That's okay. So I guess we'll get right into our first interview.
All right.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Mrs. Michelle Taylor, who is the president of United Way, the whole thing, and not just Delaware.
Oh, the whole thing.
No, Delaware.
I was getting excited. I was like, hold on.
I'm just
Women rock.
Right,
That's right.
So welcome. What's going on?
Well, I want to first thank you for having me here. I know that you and I have been talking about the work we've been doing at United Way, which our focus really has been on education, income, and health.
Right.
But specifically tonight, we want to talk about the work we're doing with Revive the Village, our African American focus.
Okay.
Which we phrased as saving our sons, because we know that there's a significant gap as it comes to our black males in the community, with only 1 out of 2 actually graduating in the state. In Delaware, our graduation rate we're in the bottom 10th for states, and we'd like to figure out how to flip the script over a period of time to get us in the top 10.
Right.
And one of the key areas that we think we can do that is in getting more men involved and engaged in the cause.
Right.
And so, we have a strong focus on how can we get more black male mentors, because in a lot of we know there's a need, but with one of our partners that's here represented today, there's a wait list of over 150 black boys that are on the list waiting for mentors.
Wow.
That's in all of Delaware or just Newcastle County?
That's in Delaware.
All of
Newcastle
Delaware.
County, I think it's about 100.
Okay.
And it plus or minus, it varies. But
Yeah.
so, what we have tried to do and strive with Big Brothers Big Sisters is say, how can we help them to get 100 mentors so that there's no children on the wait list? That wouldn't it be a nice aspiration to say a year from now that it's literally 0 statewide? I mean, we're going to start in Newcastle County, but we really want to get this going in Kent and Sussex County too.
Okay. And that number that is on the screen, the 375-3706, that's the number to United Way?
Hopefully it's 573-3706. That's the number to United Way. They can actually call me if they want to get involved or get more information about what we're doing.
He took it down.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have the right number up there.
Okay.
That was probably on Wayne's writing, so I apologize.
Not a problem.
All right. Oh, so you have a guest with you. You want to introduce him? We'll actually let him introduce himself.
Yep.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. My name is Tony Whitten. I'm a mentor with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Okay.
And I can tell you my story.
All right, yeah, please do.
It all started in the spring of 2006 when my friend Brandon invited me to a Big Brothers Big Sisters breakfast, and I didn't want to go. But I agreed to on 2 conditions. 1, the food had to be free, and 2, they weren't going to get a donation out of me, because all my friends know that I'm cheap. But as the morning progressed, one of the mothers stood up and she shared her personal story of how her son was disrespectful at home, running around with the wrong crowd, and failing in school until his big brother had helped turn his life around. That's when I leaned over to my friend Brandon and I whispered, "Who do I write this check out to?"
Just like that, right?
That's right. And as I was writing that check, I had made up in my mind that I was going to mentor, but I was only going to do it for 1 year.
Okay.
But it turns out that I've been mentoring for 6 years now.
Wow.
That's awesome.
6
I
years
want
later.
to switch the script for 1 second because Trippy is a mentor now.
I've been meaning to talk about that for the last 3 or 4 weeks, but we always get caught up with our guests.
So I want to hear your story. Like, what made you do it?
Honestly, I was at the funeral home on 24th and Market. I was in the afternoon, daytime, probably around 3 or 4 o'clock, and heard all these gunshots. So did I ever tell you this? Nah, I didn't. I thought I did. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I heard all these gunshots. So I of course, I go to the door, see all these kids running out of the park, and ran up the street. And I see a young guy laying on the corner. He had been shot in the arm and I think in his leg. Around the corner, another one of his friends had been shot in the chest and in his arm. I think each of them had been shot twice. So I was just, by that time, the crowd was around, and just seeing all the different people, especially the children, just going through all of their different emotions, and just seeing, 5 and 6 year olds, almost expecting. It didn't really faze them. It was almost the norm that somebody had been shot in their neighborhood, and I was just thinking, like, where did we go wrong? Us as the adults, who are supposedly trying to protect these children. Like, where do we go wrong? It's so easy to blame everybody else, and something. Most of the blame usually goes on the children. So I just thought to myself, where did we go wrong, and how can I try to help? So that's when I decided that I wanted to be a big brother, and I think like the following week, someone from Shortridge School that's in the 2nd District came to one of the Civic Association meetings, and they were talking about big brothers and big sisters being a part of their school. So I went down to Shortridge and signed up. I think there were like 3 or 4 different avenues to be a big brother and big sister. You can do it in the school, you can do it at their home. I think couples can do it together, and then you can be a big brother or big sister to a child who has an incarcerated parent. Right? So I wanted to do it at Shortridge. So a couple weeks later, I filled out the application process, and maybe 2 weeks ago, I was approved. But then this past Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, they finally got the approval from the parent.
Okay.
Yeah, so I actually get to meet them this Wednesday for the first time, so I'm really looking forward to it. And during the interview process, she was asking me, do I have any preference of the child? So of course I said I want the worst one. Give me your problem child. She said I had just the guy for you. She said this little boy was always in the principal's office. He's always in trouble. I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I want to feel like I'm making a difference. So after the interview, we were walking by the principal's office, and there he was in the principal's office. So I actually got to meet him, but he didn't know I was going to be his big brother.
Okay.
So I already got to meet him, but officially, we get to meet this Wednesday, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So I mean, it was just I guess just wanting to make a difference in a child's life who needs it. That's my story of wanting to be a big brother.
Okay. All right. So then we go back to our guest.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
That's good.
So, go ahead, Michelle.
Well, I was going to add, when we started this initiative too, Trippy was one of the first people I reached out to and told him about the number. Yeah, he said, I just want to make sure on record he didn't forget, right? And I said we're going to need, I said we're going to need about 100 mentors. He's like, 100? That shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, I can help you recruit. I can help you to be able to recruit. So I'm glad he's leading by example, because now we're going to need him, in the camp out trying to get more men to stand up for the cause.
So my prayer is his next friend, Mark Poindexter, Dexter will step up to the plate
There we go.
and see what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's right. I have to mention it to Mark. Anybody who knows Mark knows he's a great guy. We've been teasing each other a lot back and forth on Facebook. But he's a guy who also wants to be a part of making a difference. He is a teacher, but I think he'll definitely be a part of it. So I'm going to reach out to him. And coming on the show, I mean, I know there has to be at least 100 people, 100 guys who are watching this show,
Right.
Who want to help and who are tired of seeing, what we're hearing about in the news journal, seeing on the news, and it's going to start with us. I always talk about a quote that says, "Be the change that you want to see in the world."
Right.
I think it just starts with us helping these kids out. So
Right.
I definitely want to make a plea to all men, everybody really, ladies and gentlemen, especially the men, because there is a waiting list and there's a shortage, right, Michelle, of guys who are big brothers. So call the number that's on the screen. I think we have the right number up there now, 573-3706.
Correct.
Okay.
So maybe
All
you
right.
know how on live shows they do telethons.
All right.
But we can't physically do a telethon here, but maybe when you call in, you can say that you heard it from the Congo Hour, and prayerfully we can knock out those 100 before the week's end. How about
Definitely.
that?
I mean, if we can't do that,
We need to shut down.
Yeah, I need a new co-host. I'm watching because of you. Nah, but seriously, I mean, 100 shouldn't be anything. It shouldn't be
Especially
anything at
because
all.
you can do couples and
Right,
and
there's so many
singles.
different venues. You can go to a school. You can go to their home. You can go to you can choose a mentor, a child who has an incarcerated parent, or you can do it as a couple. So I think we'll be able to knock. But yeah, try to make sure that you mention that you heard about it on the Congo Hour, so we can kind of keep track.
So Tony, you said 6 years. Have you had the same person for the 6 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So have you seen a difference?
Absolutely. When we first got matched, I asked Nasir what type of grades were you getting in school, and he dropped his head and he said I was getting a few C's and a D, and we made a deal. I said I'll give you $5 for every A that you get, $3 for every B, but you get nothing less for anything less than that. And he was rubbing his hands together and smiling as if he had to hit the lottery. But I was smiling too because I knew that I had him. And for the last 4 years in a row, he has been an honor roll student.
Awesome.
Yes.
Very
And
good.
when we first met, he said he wanted to be like LeBron James. And we went down to Baltimore, Maryland to see Dr. Ben Carson speak, the pediatric neurosurgeon.
Yes.
And after the speech was over, we ran up to the stage to get his autograph. And Dr. Carson looked at him and said, "Who is the person that has the most to do with what happens to you?" And Nasir said, "My mom?" He said, "No, son, it's not your mom. It's not someone else. It's not even where you live. It's you and the choices that you make." So
Right.
he's been on the right track ever since then. He must have been listening that day.
Yes. Yeah. That's
So
awesome.
if you don't mind, can you? So you see him once a week. How does it work? So you don't go through a school, right? You
No.
go to his house.
We
Or
meet up.
You meet up. Okay. How's that work?
Whenever.
Like what's the average day like? If you guys
say, for
meet up?
instance, last Sunday, he came over and had dinner with my family.
Okay.
And I was telling Michelle that we were just kidding around, and he asked, "Do I know how to dance?" So I said, "Yeah, I can dance." So I started doing the Dougie, and he busted out laughing. He's like, "No." So I used that as a segue. I said, "Nasir, do you know how to tie a tie?" He said, "Clip-ons, Tony." I said, No. I didn't ask about a clip-on. Do you know how to tie a tie? He said, I don't think I'm old enough. I said, well, you're old enough to tie your shoe. So he's 14. So I said, I ran upstairs, got 2 ties, and I said, just give me a few minutes. And he was able to tie the perfect tie in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So little things like that.
That makes a big difference too.
Yes.
Just being able to, I guess even knowing that he should know how to, tie a tie and to want to wear a tie. A lot of kids, they don't even want to wear a tie, but the fact that he even wanted to learn that, and now he'll be proud that he can tie his own tie.
Right.
And
Well,
that could
I
be
told
part
him-
of his wardrobe.
There's no use for a tie on the street corner. There's no use for a tie in a prison. But when you wear a tie, that means you're about to take care of business.
Right.
So these are the things that I'm instilling in him. I'm
Awesome.
taking care of business.
All right.
So you have some ideas now to do with your
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Right. Tie a tie.
That's right. You might not want to start with that on day one.
Right. You're gonna be like, I want
Get
another
out of here,
mentor.
huh?
This character.
So Michelle, have you already started to getting to 100, or are we starting at ground zero? Where are we?
No, so we have over 60 men who've signed up to date to be mentors, but not all of them necessarily go on the Big Brothers and Big Sisters track. We're also partnering with Parkway Academy and with One Village Alliance. So, you know, we have 3 partners because, as you heard, you know, doing the one-on-one mentoring may takes more time commitment. There may be some men that say, I want to make a difference in the life of a youth, but I'd rather do it in group mentoring settings, or I may do it less frequently, right? And then, so we want to find an avenue for all men. And as for the women, as you said, you know, we're talking about creating a village. You know, it's called Revive the Village. We believe it takes a village to raise a child. So what we also want to do is engage the parent or parents in the process. So while there's a mentor-mentee, we want to be able to have the women to figure out how to create a networking and a support structure for the mothers and or fathers that are in there as well, that says, you know, what are their needs, you know, how can we best support them as a community, how can we better connect them. And we're hoping at least maybe 2 to 4 times a year that we create some village celebrations or village opportunities together. And so our first one we're planning is going to be in December with Carols in Color with Christina Culture Arts Center. That's coming up. I think it's on the December 15th for that Sunday afternoon, that will say, you know, the both mentor, mentees, the mother, the father, and the village. Let's all come together to be able to do more culturally enhanced activities that will engage the family, right? So we can celebrate. So we need to find opportunities to expose our youth to different things. And so we think that we can do that across the board by bringing, it doesn't matter if they're at Parkway Academy or at Big Brothers Big Sister or One Village Alliance or, you know, XYZ partner that we may be working with, but how do we come together as a collective community periodically?
I know with Big Brothers Big Sisters, there are some barriers that might prevent somebody from being a mentor. That's why we do the background check, right? Just
That's
make
right.
sure everybody is safe and
That's right.
won't try to harm the children. What about the other organizations?
Right. So in all of them, we need to make sure that there's background checks, right? I mean, I think that's important. The safety of our children is first and foremost, particularly in this time and age. But we also want to be able to find avenues that says if they should not be able to, that doesn't mean that they can't be involved in the process in a different avenue or a different way in order to make a difference.
That's what I was wondering. People who may be watching and automatically discount themselves because of whatever may have happened in their past. They should still call.
That's right. They should still call.
Right. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
If say someone has a felon, is that going to stop somebody from being a
it won't stop them from being involved with Revive the Village, right? It may stop them from being a mentor directly. There may be things that they can do in the village setting versus the individual setting. We were having some conversations about our legal counsel with that. On some of those, you have to deal with on a case-by-case basis, right? We don't necessarily want people's past to dictate their future, right?
Okay. So regardless of what may have happened in the past, give Michelle a call at the number that's on your screen, and you can be a part of the process. It may not be, directly a mentor, but
still make impact in somebody's life. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you for having us.
You're welcome. And we're going to keep in contact so we can keep up with the numbers. But hopefully next Sunday when we come on, well, you're the you need to draw in the numbers. You put it on me. I will be looking for a new co-host if we don't get to 100 by Sunday. All right.
Yeah, we should definitely be there. Between your Facebook, my Facebook, and the show, 100 should be no problem. So let me know, Michelle.
Okay.
Please? Okay.
I'll keep you posted.
All right, I appreciate it. So call. Right now we're going to go to a break and I'll come back with our next interview. We'll be right back.
Good evening and welcome back to the show. Hope so far that you are enjoying the show, and we hope that you are flooding United Way with telephone calls to be a mentor to a young black man. Just think of like years later, I was thinking about this, Trippy. Like I know men who have been in my life that have impacted my life, like my grandfather, my uncle, your dad, and like Mr. Blunt. So like they're always embedded in my head. So you'll always remember Mr. Trippy.
That's right, hopefully.
In a good way.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I am going to give like weekly updates though. Maybe I don't think I can like he wouldn't be able to come on the show with me.
Okay.
Maybe we can work to that up to that point where I can maybe go to his house and we can go other places. But for right now, we're just always going to meet in the school.
Okay.
But the more exposure he gets, I think it'll be better for both of us.
Right. Oh yeah, because I'm thinking he would be like hanging out at our little functions.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Give him some time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we're gonna go into our next interview with two beautiful Black nurses. So I'm really excited that they are here on the show. Welcome to the Congo Hour, ladies.
Thank you.
You are both nurses, right?
Yes,
Absolutely. Okay. I didn't want to like throw it
Most
out there.
definitely, yes.
All right. If you would be kind of introduce yourself to the viewing audience.
Okay. My name is Eunice Gwanmisia. I'm the president, co-founder and president of the Black Nurses Association of the First State. And I currently also work at Delaware State University as one of their nursing faculty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Del State.
I know. I was getting ready. Like, has my son been in there? That's what I was
My name is Cheryl Jones. I'm a member of the Delaware Black Nurses Association of the First State, and I work at Nemours A.I. DuPont Hospital for Children. I'm one of the clinical nurse specialists that work in the cardiac intensive care unit in the cardiac center.
Wow. I want to commend both of you. It's really hard. That's something I thought about doing, is being a nurse, but then just, I don't know, I couldn't.
Couldn't do it, huh?
It was
Yeah.
anatomy class.
Hush, Trippy.
I've been doing it for about almost 30 years.
I can't. Oh, it's like, you know.
Once I saw the curriculum, I just changed my mind.
I know, right?
No, you're not talking about nothing.
Not at all, not at all,
Okay,
not
all
at
right,
all.
okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in the nursing field?
I have been a nurse for 15 years.
15.
15 beautiful years, I must say. It is not an easy area to be in, but you have got to love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that if you love something, you will do all it takes to provide the service.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a calling, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. I actually started my career as a dental therapist in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, Canada. But when I moved here to United States after meeting my husband, that's why I came to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And my intention was to go to dental school. Unfortunately, could not afford it because of the tuition and having to pay international tuition, because I'm originally from Cameroon in West Africa. We decided that it was easier for me to go through CNA training. And when I did that, being that I was already working in Canada with with kids up in Rankin Inlet, Native Canadian children, I decided that I would go into something that needed the hands-on and dealing with people. So I ended up in nursing, and I have to tell you, that has been the best decision I made in my life. Mm-hmm. I have enjoyed it, and I worked in the critical care unit for 8 years, and then I have been teaching since 2003, so this is my 11th year in academia, and I love it, especially when the light bulb goes off in a student's head. It's like, wow, you got it, finally. So it's a calling.
Yeah.
I love it.
How long has your organization been around?
The Black Nurses Association, let me give you a history about the National Black Nurses Association.
Okay.
Back in 1970, during the 47th American Nurses Association convention, a group of black nurses were not satisfied with what was going on in terms of minority health. Mm-hmm. After that meeting, they convened under the leadership of Dr. Lorraine Sams in Cleveland, Ohio. They met in her basement. She fried chicken. They all ate, and they decided at that point that there needed to be an association for black nurses. Okay. And that's when the National Black Nurses Association was born. So it's a 41-year-old organization. And in 1972, they were chartered in Ohio again. So their mission is to investigate, define, and advocate for the healthcare needs of the minority or the underserved, and also provide mentoring for nursing students who, African American nursing students, to hopefully get into those leadership positions. So that is, in a nutshell, about the national. The Black Nurses Association of the First State came into being last year. We were chartered July of 26, 2012.
Okay.
When two nurses, myself and Kimberly Holmes, who is my vice president and co-founder, we were just carrying a casual conversation in March of 2011 while I work at Bay Health down in Dover, Delaware. And through this casual conversation, it just came out that we had the same feeling about health disparities within the state, especially within Kent County. And in the process of that conversation, we thought, wow, okay, how can we really put this into action? Two of us going out into community in Dover, Delaware is not really going to do anything. It's not going to be the solution. Because, you know, more people as a team will probably do better. So we kind of brainstormed a little and we said, well, there's a National Black Nurses Association. We looked at their mission statement and it fell in line with what our thoughts were. So we decided to call the National Black Nursing Office and figure out what we needed to form a chapter here in Delaware. We did that and we got the documentation, the sample of the bylaws directly from online, from their website. But we were so fortunate that that same month, we had somebody come to our department, Dr. Lacey, coming as a consultant, and we told her that that's what we wanted to do. And she immediately picked up the phone and called to the national office and spoke with Dr. Millison, who is the director. And she sent us what we needed. We filled out the application. And in January of 2012, we convened an interest meeting right in the Price Auditorium at Delaware State University, where 50 nurses attended, to our greatest surprise. So we were kind of impressed with that. After that meeting, we started putting the bylaws together and submitted it in March of last year. And by July, we were accepted to go as a chapter. And we proudly were inducted into the organization July 26, 2012 in Orlando, Florida. So we have really, July just made us 1 year since we've been a chapter. But I can really tell you that it has been a journey, not quite so easy, because here in the state of Delaware, I hate to say there's still some kind of differences in terms of race. I don't like using the word racism, but I believe it still exists.
Oh, definitely.
It does.
But when we get out there and we're trying to talk about, you know, the functions of this organization, people look at you and go, why black nurses? Why you're not part of, you know, the other organizations? The thing is, we're not discriminating who comes into the organization, as long as you advocate for the healthcare needs of the underserved. It is a fact. Research has proven it. There's data to prove that health disparities still exist. Cardiovascular disease, for example, is the #1 killer in the state of Delaware. African Americans die more from heart disease, especially stroke, than any other race in Delaware. So there is a need. And who has diabetes? Who has hypertension? Who has obesity? It's African American kids and African American adults as well. So it is something that we need to get out there and advocate for, and not because somebody else from another organization, that might not be their primary goal. And we all know from looking into cultural needs of everyone, if I'm coming to you as a black person, you're bound to listen to me. If an African American male came to you talking about prostate exam, I'm sure you're going to listen to that African American person than a Caucasian male coming to you saying, hey, you know, you're a black male, you're 40 years old, you need to go get your prostate checked. You probably won't go. And that goes back in our history because there's lack of trust because of how far we've come. But it needs to take some of us, African Americans, in the positions that we're in to help make that change and help, you know, advocate for the needs, and hopefully everyone can come along, including the patients.
So your organization provides mentorship also?
Absolutely.
So if there are any nurses that are, you know, that haven't become certified yet, they can call the number that's on the screen, and nurses who do want to be a part of the organization can also call, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Membership includes currently practicing nurses, LPNs, CNAs, people registered, not CNAs, I'm sorry, people interested in registered in nursing programs. So nursing students, if you're pre-nursing to almost finishing, you can be a member. And membership fees vary by, if you're retired, you can still be a member at a reduced rate, as well as nursing students also get reduced rates.
You have an event that's coming up?
Yes, absolutely. We are so proud to announce that we have our second scholarship gala coming up November 2nd, which is, a matter of fact, this coming Saturday. And we are very excited because we have had, like I said, our goal is to give scholarships. Our first gala, we could not give any scholarships because we just came back from being chartered. And we're really doing our inauguration, announcing to the community that we're out here. Now we have been so fortunate that Highmark, Delaware, the Department of Nursing at Del State, and Nemours Foundation, which is the Office of Health, Equity, and Inclusion at Nemours Hospital for Children, have been very supportive, and we're able to give out 2 scholarships this Saturday, November 2nd, during the gala, which is one of the things that we're really working hard to do to help our fellow, our minority students accomplish their goals of completing nursing school.
And where's it going to be?
At the Modern Maturity Center in Dover, Delaware.
Okay.
Yeah.
And people can call the number that's on the screen?
Yes.
For more information and to get tickets?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to say the number?
That number is,
the number is 302-399-5776.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies. We
Yeah,
appreciate you coming on and sharing the information with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Wayne, we're going to take a quick break and come right back with our community news.
Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. My co-host left me here all alone. He says I do it to him, so I guess he's paying me back. But I brought some pictures to share. On last Saturday, the Red Clay Consolidated School District, EdTV, along with Ugundi Jacobs from Before and After Entertainment, had an event down at Rodney Square. And the first picture is of the crowd of the youth that were there. I believe it was about 2,000 youth that were in attendance. And I want to say that Bow Wow came and he was awesome with the crowd. He took time out to hug the children. The security guards and the police officers were trying to get him to go one way, but he wanted to go with the crowd. And there's a picture of him. That's my granddaughter on the right, and that's my friend Mustafa's daughter on the left-hand side. And then the next picture was of my son, Hunter Blair, DJ Blair, as he's known. He was the DJ along with some other local DJs. DJ Big Ant was there from 101.7. So that's a picture of Hunter during the show. Now, this is, the next picture is really, I don't know what to say. But let me start by saying Hunter was very humble. But after the show, Hunter jumped down off the stage and some young women and men, young ladies, they come running towards him to take pictures and pose with him and hug him and get his autograph. And I was like, really, son? I didn't know, Keisha, I didn't know like a DJ was like all of that. But so if you're looking for a DJ, he's well versed in all of his music. So you can give his momager a call. That would be me at 521-7325. If you're looking for a DJ, I recommend DJ Blair, 302-521-7325. Next, I'm going to do some community news. New Generation Evangelistic Church presents Hallelujah Night 2013, Thursday, October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. And they're located at 323 Maple Avenue in Wilmington, Delaware. They're going to have games, prizes, fellowship, face painting, and more things. So that is located 323 Maple Avenue. And if you don't live in that vicinity and you live on the near Ezon Fair Baptist Church, is also having a Hallelujah Night on Thursday, October 31st, which is 1400 B Street in the Southbridge area. Also, spending the night with MC Jesus, an all-night service, November the 1st from 11:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. and breakfast will be served from 5 to 6 a.m. and it will be located at the Red Lion United Methodist Church, which is located at 1545 Church Road in Bear, Delaware. So once again, it is an all-night service for youth. I think this is an awesome thing for our youth. It's November the 1st from 11:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. and breakfast will be served. Once again, it will be held at Red Lion United Methodist Church, 1545 Church Road in Bear, Delaware. A musical event. Come and hear the Henry Twins and Stars of Joy of Milford, Delaware, which will be held November the 17th at 4 p.m. at Friendship Baptist Church, located at 530 East 4th Street. And for more information, you can give the church a call at 652-9429. Once again, the number is 652-9429. And we like to say happy birthday to Miss Greta Neal, who turns 92 years old today. And that comes from Cynthia Manlove, family, and friends, as well as happy birthday to Crystal Collins from your mother, Dee. And then we have two pictures of birthdays. Want to say happy birthday to Ugundi Jacobs, who celebrated his birthday on October 22nd. And next, we want to say happy birthday to Miss Paulette, who will celebrate her birthday on October 30th. So happy birthday to all of the birthdays. If you would like to have an announcement read, you can email it to congofuneralhome@aol.com. You can give us a call at 652-8887, and or you can go to our Facebook page, The Congo Hour. So that does conclude our community news, and now for our funeral announcements. Miss Charlotte Brooker, age 73, departed this life October 17th. Her funeral services were held Thursday, October 24th at Shiloh Baptist Church. Her burial will take place October the 11th. Will take place 11 a.m. October 29th in Delaware Veterans Cemetery. Mr. Hubert Herbert Roan, age 77, departed this life October 21st. His funeral services were held Friday, October 25th at Congo Funeral Home, 24th and Market Street. His burial took place in Grace Lawn Memorial Park. Miss Indra Cascanti, age 47, departed this life October the 8th. Her funeral services were held on Friday, October 25th at Sacred Heart, and her burial will take place in Costa Rica. Mr. Samuel E. Brown, age 88, departed this life October 21st. His funeral services were held on Saturday at Limestone Presbyterian Church. His burial will take place Monday, October 28th in Memory Hill Cemetery in Georgia. Mr. George Washington Howe, age 66, departed this life October the 18th. His funeral services were held Saturday, October 26th at Congo Funeral Home on 2nd and Gray. His burial was private. Miss Dorothy Lisa Davis, age 52, departed this life October 25th. Her funeral services will be held 11 a.m. Tuesday, October 29th at Greater St. John Baptist Church, 504 North Jefferson Street. Viewing 10 to 10:45 only, and her burial will be private. Mr. Charles Crawford, age 75, departed this life October 7th. His funeral services will be held 6 p.m. Tuesday, October 29th at Sharon Temple Seventh-day Adventist Church, 2001 North Washington Street. His viewing will be from 4 to 5:45 only, and his burial will take place in the Delaware Veterans Cemetery. Mr. Jacob Jervey, age 81, departed this life October, that's not Mr. Jervey. Mr. Jervy is the gentleman with the glasses on. Okay. Mr. Jacob Jervy, age 81, departed this life October 23rd. His funeral services will be held 11 a.m. Friday, November the 1st at the Resurrection Center, 3301 North Market Street. His viewing will be from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. only, and his burial will take place in Riverview Cemetery. Mr. John Kinney, Jr., age 81, departed this life October 21st. His funeral services will be held 11:30 a.m. Friday, November the 1st at Congo Funeral Home, 2317 North Market Street. Viewing 9 to 11:15 a.m. only. His burial will take place in the Delaware Veterans Cemetery. There will be a Kappa ceremony. The ceremony is scheduled to begin at 10:15 a.m. Miss Brianna Gibbs, age 21, departed this life October 22nd. Her funeral services will be held 3 p.m. Sunday, November the 3rd at Stevens Lutheran Church, 1304 Broome Street in Wilmington. Viewing from 1 to 2:45 p.m. only, and her burial will be private. Frederick Johnson, age 76, departed this life October 25th. His funeral services will be private. That does conclude our funeral announcements on this evening. If you have any questions, you can give us a call at 652-8887, or you can visit us on the web at www.congofuneralhome.com. And on behalf of everyone at Congo Funeral Home, we want to take this time to thank all of the families for entrusting us with their loved one. That does conclude the Congo Hour for this evening. Please make sure you stay tuned for our friend Norman Oliver for Community Crossfire. Have a wonderful week, and I pray that this week is the best week of your life. God bless you. Bye-bye.